Well, hello. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Heidi, and my YouTube username is HeidiAlmighty711. I want to tell you guys about El Salvador. So I'm going to El Salvador June 17th for 42 days, and I am really excited to get to work with King's Castle Ministries in witnessing and evangelizing to the children of El Salvador. Nothing more fulfilling in life than knowing you've helped someone or you've touched someone's life. I mean, there's nothing to life. Living for yourself is fruitless. He says in his word that he is the way, he is the truth, and he is the life. And that's why I'm going to El Salvador, is I want those kids to know that Jesus died for them. I am seeking my calling in life. I want to know if God has called me into full-time missions, because, you know, that's not something you want to take lightly. You don't want to just run into the ministry, you know, blind. You know, I want to be prepared. I want to know, like, God, is this what you want for me? And I think everybody is called to be ministers of God, to, you know, share the gospel with everyone. God says it, go into all the world and preach the gospel. I think it's certain people that are called to go to those crazy places, you know, that people think, oh my gosh, that's so cool, you know, Gary Dickinson is in the Congo, whoa! I think that is sweet, that is super cool, but not everybody's called to that. So last time I went to El Salvador, it was last summer of 2010, and it was for 10 days. I went with my youth pastor, my senior pastor, and a bunch of people from the youth group, and some of their parents, and it was really fun. We went around the streets of El Salvador. We went to public schools and parks all over, and we got to, you know, share the gospel of Christ. Now you may be saying, how did a bunch of gringos, you know, that don't speak Spanish, go down there and evangelize to these kids, you know? The language barrier, you know, it's really difficult. But what happens is we would bring the sound equipment with us, and the sound equipment would be in Spanish. So what we do is, before we go out, is we took a day where we learned all the moves to the song, and we learned the skits, you know, how to say the words, and we would just mimic. And it reached kids, you know, and then we'd have nationals with us that would talk into the microphone and actually tell them in their language, you know, like how Jesus died for them, and, you know, what it means to be a Christian. So I thought that was really neat. And that's what I plan on doing this year as a world warrior. As you can see, I've gotten a pretty good tan. I don't want to go to El Salvador and get like this nasty sunburn, you know, because that would really hurt and it might affect my mood. So, do I know Spanish? I took 2 years of Spanish in high school, and I took a semester at college. The second semester I was going to take, they canceled on me. Everybody has their own language. I mean, not just like English, Spanish, Swahili, like not just that, but we have our own ways of communicating, like, yo dog, what's up? If I walked into NASA and was talking to some engineer, we probably would have a hard time communicating and having stuff in common. Because, you know, while they're speaking math and formulas, I'm speaking film and movies, and oh, hey, have you seen this movie? Have you seen this show? And they're like, no, but have you read the quadratic formula lately? And I'm like, no. I just really want to ask of you guys, please pray for me as I'm in El Salvador, because I'm sure, you know, Satan's going to be like, oh, let's mess with Heidi, you know, let's get her sick, or he'll want to try. But I'm eating yogurt, so I'm trying to stay healthy and build my immune system. So yeah, and, you know, not only the physical aspect, but also like the mental and spiritual aspect of it. You know, just please pray for protection and for guidance from God, you know, that I say the right things and, you know, I do the right things. Yeah. Going to El Salvador, I'm gonna share the gospel. Going to the streets of the children, so I can be a witness in their lives. Yo, drop me a beat up on the high. I don't even know. Just dropping the beat, dropping. I do it here. Apache! That's Apache. She's a horse that lives in the barn. So you can tell I'm in a barn. I'm sitting on a chair on a wagon. Yep. That's a hick thing.